What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ham House Sports. It's Big Matt and Little Matt, and it's been a while, guys, but we are happy to be back with you.
Been a while since I could.
You interrupted me, Big Matt.
I'm sorry. What were you going to say? Go ahead.
Big Matt, how we doing today?
We're good, man. It's good to be back on this. It's been a busy season, a lot of new things, some changes for us, and that has, kind of taken away a little bit of our time to be able to do the cards. And but yet we had a local show yesterday. Always energized to go to a local show. So a couple of updates from Ham House Sports. So you've been super busy with school baseball
and travel
basketball.
Got my braces off, so I've just
got your braces off.
Slammed.
Yep. So it's been super busy lately for that. And then I have started a new insurance agency, so that's taken up a lot of my time. So that's kind of why little Matt and I haven't been able to do as many videos lately. But we're still rolling into the card thing. And Matthew, huge announcement for you. So you found out about a month ago that you won Coastal Entrepreneur of the Year for internet-related business for the Wilmington Business Journal.
Yep.
And part of that, you had to submit an executive summary. And this week, you actually sit down before a panel and you do your interview. So how are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling amazing about it. Now, y'all know me, Little Matt. I love to do interviews. I love just talking to people, finding out what they love, but also sharing what I love with them. So it's going to be really cool. But I'm really glad that I got the award and I'm ready to show the judges why Ham House Sports should win.
But you also like writing papers too.
Yeah. Yeah. Papers are awesome.
You like being organized and you like spreadsheets and things too.
Yeah.
Don't you? So it's actually been a really interesting season. So all of this was just Little Matt and I jumping into cards, having fun. I tend to be the more organized one of the bunch, more of the business mind. Matthew is the personality. Matthew gets the numbers. He gets the statistics. He gets the purchasing and the negotiation stuff. And so we've made a pretty good team. But as I am starting my new insurance agency, I've had to kind of transition some of the other stuff. So what does it feel like, Matthew? How do you feel about the business side of sports cards? I
mean, it's definitely a lot of hard work. But as my grandpa always says, hard work creates good luck, and it definitely has, because recently, y'all all know my favorite thing to do. Big Matt always makes fun of me for it. I love to buy sports cards. I don't like to sell. I don't like to do anything else. I love to buy sports cards.
I just like to spend money.
Yeah. I love buying sports cards. I will say it a million times. I need you need to give me a shirt for my birthday that says I love buying sports cards.
I love to buy sports cards. Yeah. You would wear that shirt.
I would definitely wear that shirt to career day at my school. But I love to buy, and recently I've been buying a ton from actually local. So I mean, a lot more football. This is where me and Big Matt sometimes just say, like, not disagree, but like he's like, you shouldn't be doing that. And I just say,
well, I never say you shouldn't be doing that. I'm just saying, like, be aware. There's
a lot of risk, and that's very true. But right now, I think football's a great buy because it's the off season, and many people are speculating on new offense players, especially with the draft just happening. Caleb Williams his shield's about to go for $150K for no reason.
Right, but I think one of the things we've been in sports cards long enough now to see the cycles, and you understand the rise and the fall of players, the rise and the fall of prospects and stuff. And so with that, you one of the things about cards that we've learned is, number one, and this is the premise, is you've got to be organized. Like, if you're not organized, if you don't keep good records, if you don't know your acquisition costing cards, like it's easier to get burned. So I'm having to kind of like almost force you to learn that side of it.
Of course.
And it's important. So that's number one. Number two is you have to be able to adapt as the market changes. Yeah. And
that's totally true because, I mean, look at the cards last year. Trevor Lawrence was the guy that's there. Now it's like C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's every single year. It's constant. It was Burrow Herbert. It was T-Law and Fields. Now you're starting to see these other guys. So, I mean, right now it's tough. But I think what really helped us is we've got an eye for really buying the right stuff. And we'll show you some of the stuff here. But one thing I think is really cool, but also have a ton of love in the hobby.
Yeah, so this is kind of adapting. So go into this.
Vintage on-card autos. Big Bad Jovan Garms, you can show that. That right there is 1972 Topps on-card Kareem Abdul-Jabbar auto. I picked that up yesterday at the Wilmington show in a trade. This card is just a ridiculously cool card. I mean, a Kareem on-card auto from.
What was the pop on it?
35 ever been graded by PSA autographed. So,
of that same
exact card. So
when you look at population, like population is what tends to drive value with sports cards. And so you can look at like a Jordan rookie. Okay. Well, the PSA 10 is almost 200K because there are how many?
350.
350. But nines, how many nines are there?
Thousands.
Yeah. And so it falls off to probably what? 15K.
Yeah.
So you see a big price jump. So when you get a card like this of a Hall of Famer, we've got a couple more here. This is Al Kaline. Al Kaline is Mr. Tiger, Detroit Tiger Hall of Famer. And then this is Willie Stargell.
Yep.
I think Grandpa, the Gramps was his nickname, but that's a Stargell auto. And so we're learning things about maybe some on-card autos. Now, the interesting piece is all modern players are signing on their cards.
Yes, and that's a big thing because like nowadays you see, all right, they're signing for Chronicles. Oh, wait, but in Chronicles you have Prestige, Spectre, like you have all these brands. And I mean, they're shining all these cards to make their values almost worthless.
Yeah, so be mindful of if you have a modern player, it's probably less likely that their auto in person on a card is going to do more than the auto that you could pull out of a box. But when you've got a Kareem didn't sign this card back in the day, so you've only got 35. So that's going to be really helpful at driving the value up for true collectors. And so things like that are how we're having to kind of adapt in the hobby and learn. And so we're looking at some more unique on-card autos, vintage type on-card autos. It's a super cool thing to be into. Yeah. We're also still doing prospects, Matthew.
Tons of prospects. Yeah. And we ended up doing pretty good in Atlanta. You can go back, check our other video about that. But in Atlanta, we had some really cool pickups, and the prospects just – one of them especially shot up in Atlanta, and it's this guy right here. Spencer Jones. Spencer Jones has been killing it. In spring training, his first game, he had a 470-foot bomb, and people were going nuts over this kid. This kid, what was he yesterday? Like 3 for 6 yesterday?
3 for 6.
3 for 6 with a walk-off.
Yep, and you got Lazaro. That's his true gold.
Yep, and then our boy, Xavier Isaac.
Isaac has started the season a little bit slow, but you got big bats. One of the things that we're finding out about prospects, too, is you want guys with big bats. So we've got Montez, Spencer Jones, and Xavier Isaac, and then Samuel Basallo. Those are some of the best bats. We also have some Roman Anthony. We didn't pull it out. Anthony has a big bat. So when you're looking at prospects, like people really flock to the hype guys, right? Yep. So you're talking about number one prospects. But here's the deal. This is why people are getting kind of a little bummed about prospecting. Look at Jackson Holiday. Mm-hmm. Okay. We love Jackson Holiday. We bought and sold probably 30 plus Jackson Holiday autos. Yep. The beauty of prospecting, though, is you have a window of time to buy and sell as that player's market changes. And then you have to be careful, though, when they move into debut, because once they move into debut, a lot of the speculation now stops, which the speculation is what drives the market. So know that the majority of the prospecting market is driven by speculation. So when there's not a lot of guys speculating on a player, his values are going to go down. When there's a lot of guys speculating on a player, his values are going to go up. So if you're going to do prospecting in relation to sports cards, you really have to be on top of the hype, the energy, the speculation around certain players. So like, and then let's just finish with that. Do you have any other thoughts on that?
I mean, I think that Holiday, like, even if he would have done pretty good, I still don't think his cards would have gone up because his cards were already so high priced. And if he would have gone, he was 1 for 35. If he would have gone 16 for 35, I guarantee you his cards wouldn't have gone.
Yeah, he still would have been pretty flat. And the thing with Holiday is you got a number one draft pick, number one player in baseball. He's the son of a former All-Star. Yeah. There was just so much energy around him, which drove his cards to kind of crazy levels. But now you know that that's kind of the peak of the market for a prospect, right? So Holiday, actually what he did is he taught us what the market would bear for a prospect.
Yes.
So when you saw a Holiday True Gold PSA 10
15K.
Do 15K, right? That goes to show you that's kind of the peak. Now, Ellie is another one. Ellie kind of showed us what a debuting prospect's peak could be.
But that's when they do crazy. Like, I mean, Ellie in his first 2 weeks hit for the cycle, 3 home runs, first game hit a monster double.
You see, Ellie fell off, but now Ellie's come back this year. I think he's
17 stolen bases.
Yeah, he's top in the league of OPS. He's like top 10 in the league in OPS. So you have to understand the sports world and how the market's responding. And when you do that, you can capitalize on it by getting in at the right time and then selling at the right time. And that's been the epitome of what we've done well with.
Yep. So we've obviously done really well in prospects, and we know a lot about prospects. But Big Matt, I'm going to test that right now. We have a game. Guess who's Bowman
show.
Guess who's Bowman Auto. Da 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 da. Guess whose Bowman Auto price is higher? This is their base Bowman Auto Raw, and let's see if Big Matt passes the test.
All right. I like your game show music.
These are recent comps. So this week, okay?
This week.
All right.
Guess that Bowman Auto.
Jet Williams.
Ooh.
Base Bowman Auto.
Okay.
Versus.
I have to guess his price?
Yeah. No. And then against whose is higher. Versus Jefferson Rojas. Bowman Auto. One of the guys is trending down. One of the guys is trending up.
Yeah, Williams is trending down. Rojas is trending up. My guess now.
They both sold on the same day.
They did. Okay. My guess right now is that Jet Williams base auto is probably floating around $40. And I would guess that Rojas is probably – they're really close, aren't they?
Very close.
Yeah. I would guess Rojas is 35. So I would say Jet Williams is a little bit higher than Rojas right now.
That is correct. We're a little bit off on the prices.
How far off?
Jet Williams Bowman base auto just sold for $56.99.
$56. Okay.
While Jefferson Rojas just sold for $54.99.
Ooh, so I won, but I was a little bit off. So here's the deal, though. I probably would have paid $40.
For what?
You see what I'm saying? It's like it did 56, but I would have paid $40. So in my mind, I knew.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, next one.
Nice.
Next one. All right. We have the big leaguer, Wyatt Langford, versus the hype guy, Spencer Jones. Note that the Spencer Jones is sealed, and so people pay a premium for that, and Langford's kind of trending down.
So it was a raw Langford base auto
versus a raw sealed Spencer Jones base auto. They're pretty close as well.
Wow.
I mean, Langford.
My mind's telling me that those cards are somewhere in the neighborhood of like $250.
You're pretty close with that.
Yeah. I would say right now that I'd have to go Langford. Like, to me, Langford still has enough energy around him.
Does he? I mean,
I would say Langford's is over. If I had to guess numbers, I would say Langford base is like 265 or something like that. And Spencer Jones base first would have been like 240.
Okay. So Wyatt Langford base auto raw did 279.
I'm so close. Good.
Spencer Jones base auto seal did 270.
Oh, yes.
So
2 for 2.
Big Matt is 2 for 2. Last one.
Okay.
These are two of our favorite prospects. Samuel Basallo base auto versus Colt Emerson base auto.
Emerson's higher.
You think he's higher?
I would guess Emerson's higher. I would say Emerson's probably like 130 to 150, and Basallo's still floating like 110, 120.
Basallo last sale, 105.
Okay.
Colt Emerson last sale, $100.
Ooh.
And $24.
Oh, yes. 3 for 3, baby. What do I get? Do I win the Kareem?
No.
I win the Kareem. I won the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
You can get a little Matt autograph later.
Oh, I get your auto.
Yep, that's worth more.
Man, amazing.
I'll go sign a Ham House Sports sticker for you.
Right there you go. You're so good. Hey, so do you want to tell everybody about your girlfriend?
What girlfriend?
I'm joking.
Bro.
All right. So wrapping up the episode today. The last thing I want to just encourage people with is, I will say, Matthew and I talked about this the other night. Like, we had a crazy, crazy run in cards in 2023.
Yes.
Like, it was insane. Like, I mean, you're buying Jordan rookies. You've got debuting, prospect orange cards. You've got, interviewing Gary V. You level up on a Shohei. I mean, we had a crazy year last year.
Yep.
And so a lot of this year has been tough for us because it's like we're trying to recreate what happened. Mm-hmm. And the other night, you and I had a conversation, and I told you, I said, Matthew, I don't want you to think that the best of sports cards is actually behind us. And what did you say to me?
Don't remember.
What do you mean? Do you
I remember every single sports card price, but I can't remember what you told me.
There we go. So that's wonderful dadding. So I told you that I don't want you to think that the best days in sports cards are behind you. I want you to believe that the best days are ahead of you. And you said I'm having a hard time believing that, right?
Yeah, because last year was awesome.
Right. So I want to encourage you guys, like, no matter how good it's been in the past, like, always believe like the best is ahead. You know what I mean? And if you're in a down moment, if it's a difficult season, you just have to kind of keep moving forward. You have to keep pressing through. So one of the things for us is that we've been trying to sell off a lot of our base and a lot of our bulk stuff, because that stuff creates stress for me. It's like junk everywhere, and you don't like messing with it, right? And so what we've been trying to do is liquidate our base. We've been taking up some losses there, and we haven't really been capitalizing on it. But we had so much success. Well, it's not who cares. It's we're in a position to do that, right? Yeah. And so I would tell somebody, like, you know what? Like, focus in on what you have to move and get rid of some cards to kind of put some wind back in your sails, which is what we've had to do. And then really focus on where you want to go from here. So that being said, goal setting is huge for me. Like, having a vision about where you want to go.
Set me a goal.
Yeah, we've already talked about this. So what would you say, Matthew? Like, there's two specific goals. There's financial goals, right? And then there's like actual card acquisition goals. So for you, we started you off with $400 of your own money.
Yep. Probably.
Last night, made you sit down, made you go through the spreadsheet. Where do you remember where your totals were right now?
I remember my total cards that I own right now. We're at $5,300.
$5,300. How much cash?
$8K.
Something like that. Not quite. Like
77.
Yeah. So your total, growth was $400 to like 12.5, something like that, which is super good. So that's where you are right now. What kind of goals do you think you have? And you're through the first quarter of the year. What goals do you think you have to get to by the end of the year?
For sure. I think a good goal for myself is, if we're talking business goals, continue to buy and sell and create content for sports lovers like me.
Yeah.
But my financial goal would be $50K.
You think you can go to 50?
I think I can get to $50K. And when I get to 50, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, like, this is all come from the $400 that you gave me. So I think I'm really going to focus on having cards that I want to own. And a few that I told my dad last night, 2009 Steph Curry Topps Chrome Refractor. Steph Curry has been my favorite player since I was 5, since I started watching basketball. And I'd love to own that card. It's just, I want to show my kids that card one day. I just think it'd be really cool. But I think other than that, continue to build my prospect collection, because I know next year a lot of these guys are going to be hot. So if I can continue to buy and sell and hold on to some good prospects, that'll be my goal. What is Ham House Sports goal?
Yeah, so we kind of ran through Ham House Sports last year, and right now we're kind of transitioning most of the cards and inventory to Matthew with his, kind of Ham House Sports, his brand. I'm still here at helping him. But it's like, I have made a decision to kind of focus in and have some vintage collection, as well as some modern players I like. I love Trey Turner, NC State guy, so we've got his gold here, and he's playing great this year, so that's a lot of fun. And we're going to do some smaller prospects. But like this right here, like this is a Nolan Ryan rookie and a 4.5. Was able to get this as part of a lot that we purchased, and we sold off the rest of the lot so that this was kind of paid for in the lot. But I'd love to have the Nolan Ryan rookie in a 7.
Yep.
Or an 8. We've got a 1953 Mickey Mantle right now in a 3. Would love to get that in a 4 or 5. We just upgraded our 1953 Willie Mays from a 2 to a 4. So we've got a Willie Mays 2 for sale. 53.
Yep.
But I would love a 33 Gowdy Ruth.
For sure.
And I would love a 51 Bowman Mays. And then, maybe a Jordan rookie, because that was my childhood.
So at the end of the day, what I want to look at is after all this is over, you get to pick 5 cards sitting in our case.
Yeah.
What cards are you picking?
I'd love to have a Babe Ruth.
So a Gowdy.
Just iconic Babe Ruth. So a Gowdy Ruth.
Money's not the question here. But of course, you're not going to get a PSA 9. So a Gowdy Ruth.
Yeah, but a Gowdy Ruth. I love like a really solid Ted Williams card. I think he's just one of the greatest hitters ever. One of the most underrated baseball players ever. A Ted Williams card would be super cool.
So that probably 48 leaf rookie.
Probably a 48 leaf. Okay. I would love a really solid Willie Mays. I mean, we've got a 53 Mays now, and that's super great. I'd love a 51 Bowman. There's a 2 right now that's ending on bids, and I'm looking at it.
I saw it.
Don't know if I'm ready to make that jump yet, but that's one. And then I've got the 53 mantle. A 52 mantle is a really huge investment. I just don't know that we're going to be in a position that I would be comfortable putting $20,000 into a sports card, but maybe a 51.
If I get to $100,000 in cards by the end of the year, I swear to everything, I will buy a 52 mantle.
Swear on everything. But if I
get to 100K, I'll buy it. But like, who knows? That's really tough. But if I get to 100K, I will buy a 52 mantle.
Go for it, baller. That is a big deal. So the Mays, the Mantle, the Williams, the Ruth, and then probably to round it out for me, it's a Jordan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a cool, like
star, clear, cool insert.
I'd love a Jordan like with an auto on it. Like we had that Jordan auto that we sold last year.
Yeah.
So to find a Jordan auto, like an on-card Jordan auto, would be super cool.
Yeah.
So those are kind of the things. But if I had those cards and those were like the most iconic cards, like that would be enough for me in the hobby, and I would just be super chill to do whatever.
Yep.
Anything else?
I totally agree with you. I think that's it. So, Ham House Sports signing out. Big Matt, any last words?
No, we're good. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys.